So I decided to come for a walk. It's like not super cold, but it ain't warm either. Maybe it's like 60 something, probably like 55. I don't really know. But I just needed to have a walk and talk. I don't know. My stress level is like super like high right now because there's a lot of stuff going on. If you don't know, I'm a mom of four. I got me a hubby. House is usually always busy. My 3-year-old is now in like preschool. My soon to be 2-year-old, as of next week, will be getting ready to go into preschool in January. She was supposed to start this month, so that got pushed off a month. So that's a little bit worrisome. And, working with both of our schedules, my school schedule, trying to get 4 kids back and forth where they need to go, and also having a almost 2-year old that was supposed to start school, but now she's not starting school. And then hubby's schedule is changing. Before he used to work like a 12-hour weekend shift schedule, and now the job is shutting that down and forcing him to go back to a 5-day-a-week schedule. And we just don't know yet whether or not it's going to be a first or second shift, where I currently work first shift Monday through Friday, go to school, and also work weekend shift at my second job to help pay for school. Um, that's stressful. I have a sophomore, and then I also have my oldest who is graduating this year. And that in itself is a lot because, you got cap and gown, you got senior pictures, you also got graduation pictures, but I didn't know they were two different things. And of course, she wants both. She wants a car for graduation. She wants to go to Jamaica for graduation. And on top of that, like, she's having a hard time in a few of her classes, and it's her senior year. So there's no time, nowhere to make up if she does badly. Um, and I just keep telling her that not graduating is just not an option. You know what I mean? It's just not an option. And we've always put like really big emphasis on graduating school and, taking your education seriously. And, when you have kids, not every kid is the exact same. Me and my sisters, none of us are the exact same. And the way we took to school was completely different. And I'm not asking for any of my kids to be geniuses. Where I know in some cultures, you will literally get beaten if you don't do well in school. But, that's how I grew up. So I didn't want to raise my kids that way, but I wanted to raise them with emphasis on school, but also let them know that if you fail, you can pick yourself back up again, you know. But I guess what I didn't realize is because her dad and I tried to parse out, um, our strong suits. Like he's stronger in math. I'm stronger in anything written. He's stronger in science. I'm stronger in like social studies, English, psychology, that type of stuff. That's like my strong suit. But I didn't realize that, you know, saying to my kid, like, hey, I know you're asking me, but mama's not the best at that. And so we're going to talk to dad about that. Somehow, you know, frustrated her and made her feel as if I wasn't taking her needs into consideration and put her on the back burner. And that affected her. And so, I don't ever want to feel like I'm not taking my kids' emotions seriously. I don't want to ever feel like I'm not taking their thoughts and feelings into consideration. And, I'm not throwing myself a pity party at all. But, I don't know. I guess for me, learning something years later after the fact, Like, it's hard to feel like you can correct yourself if you don't know in the moment, you know? And it's almost angering because, if I said something one time 3 or 4 years ago to you, so that made you not want to ask me certain questions, I'm kind of like, what? We've talked about school before. I helped you with homework even after that. But you know what I realized is those one-offs that stick in their mind, more than those moments where you are helpful, where you are impactful. Whereas for me, kind of all of it sticks in my mind, but I remember the good more than the bad. I mean, I do remember the bad, but, I may not remember all of the bad, but I will remember all of those good times. Whereas, maybe that ain't the same for everyone, because there are people that don't necessarily remember the good things that happened to them, but they can remember every bad thing that happened to them. And, you know, I don't want the girls to feel like that one bad time, that one failing grade defined them. Even if you get a bad grade on this, you can pull yourself up by your bootstraps and do better next time. And that's what I always try to instill in them. But, I guess I'm just having a moment. I'm not feeling like a bad mom. I'm not feeling like a failure. I'm just having a moment where I'm like, how do I be encouraging in an impactful way that 20 years from now, when they may or may not have kids of their own, but they may have a student or a friend that needs some guidance or some impactful encouragement, how do they give that without sounding condescending, without coming across as non-caring? Is that possible? Hoping that's possible. And I guess I just needed to be stuck with my own thoughts for a little bit so I can work out the thoughts that are in my head. Because that's the only way to work things out. That's the only way to get through it, is to talk about the things that are bothering you, to analyze them, and to try to come up with a resolution so that we could be better next time. I don't think anybody is perfect. For I'm sure parents, we kind of figure it out as we go along. We learn with each kid, learn with each new decade, and I literally have 4 kids, 2 that were born in one decade and 2 that was born in another one. I have 2 kids that was born in the mid 2000s, and then I have 2 that were born in the 2020s. So I guess, meanwhile, I was born a few more decades before them. So some of my teachings and my learnings come from my mom, my aunts, my grandparents, but that don't always work. It don't always work. I'm trying to figure out what'll work. I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out eventually, huh? I'll figure it out eventually. Thanks for listening. Bye.